Hey, what's up? It's Andrew here from Offshore Audio, the channel where I'm bringing you tips and tricks to help you run better live events. Now, as a freelance sound engineer, it can be quite hectic sometimes, There are points in the year where we have way too much to do. And then conversely, there are also points in the year where we have a lot of downtime. For example, I always have a lot of downtime in January. That's just how it is for me, and that's totally cool. Now, as much as it's essential to take time and recharge, when does time off become too much time off? And what should you do with that downtime? I have a suggestion for you. Why don't you take some free training? In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 2 recommendations for free certifications that you can get online. You can just go and take these certifications today. I will break down exactly what it is about them that I think is essential, and we'll chat about what exactly it is that you learn in each one of these certifications. If you're looking for a quick win to just get started mixing better shows at once, then head to offshoreaudio.no/EQ and get my little guide, which is 3 steps to perfect EQ. This is just a PDF guide that gives you really quick, actionable steps to make better EQ decisions right away. And as we should all know, EQ is the foundation of a good mix. Head to offshoreaudio.no/EQ or click the link in the description down below to get that free PDF guide. But without further ado, let's dive in. Before we go any further, let's talk about why I think it's important that you bother yourself with these online certifications. Why not just not do them? And I'll keep this short. Maybe you can just learn it all yourself. Maybe you'll just lock yourself in a room and read the manual for everything that you're going to use. Maybe you will, and maybe that will be fine for you if you work that way. Most of us don't work that way. Most of us benefit from guidance. Psychologist Anders Ericsson coined this term deliberate practice, and this idea of practicing intentionally and learning something but with feedback from others. And this was scientifically proven to help people get better at things faster. And he's got a whole book on it where he basically points out that you can apply it to anything. It doesn't need to be becoming a violinist or something like that. The main point here is that with guidance, you will improve faster. By studying these online programs, you will gain more comprehensive knowledge through a curated course with tests for feedback and that sort of thing. You'll learn things in a logical order and you won't miss anything out. And you know what? At the end of it, you'll be able to say, yeah, I can do that. When someone says, hey, do you know how to X? You can say, yeah, I do. You don't need to second guess yourself at all. First certification that I recommend you take is your Shure Masterclass Wireless Best Practices and Techniques. It's a bit of a mouthful. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. Why do I think it's important? This was mind-blowing to me, right? I was using wireless microphones quite a lot before I took this course as a sort of regular part of my everyday. Sometimes I would have dropouts and I'd be like, hey, where did my microphone go? Why is my microphone gone? And I can tell you, I did not know even half the problems that can pop up with wireless microphones. Honestly, wireless radio transmission is it's like what you think you know is the tip of an iceberg. There is so much information. There are so many factors that can affect the quality of your wireless audio signal, your radio signal. And that is why I think it's essential that you take this course. It's really hard to understand something that you don't know how to see or measure. And one of the things you can learn is how to see or how to measure it, because radio frequencies function completely differently to sound. Knowing how they function helps you make really simple choices that get you better results. So what do you learn on this certification, right? You're going to learn about how radio frequencies move in space, how they move in a room or in the environment. I did not know how radio frequencies moved in space. I didn't know that these antennas that you use, they shouldn't point at the microphone. They pick up from the side. Who'd have thought, right? You're also going to learn about analog and digital wireless transmission, the differences and the benefits of each of these, so that when you run into an analog or a digital wireless transmitter, you're going to know how it works inherently. If you're good with digital audio, this will probably just make a bit of sense to you. It's still really important information to learn. You're also going to learn the processing that happens inside of these units, because it's not like a digital mixer where it goes in, gets digitized, and then off it goes. Sending the sound through radio waves involves a whole bunch of processing, which you might not know about. After you've taken this course, you will. Not to mention the fact that you learn about how the antennas work and how the cables work. And of course, the ultimate coordination of wireless frequencies. That's essential. In short, this course is going to equip you to play with wireless microphones properly. You won't be scared of them. You'll know exactly what's happening. When there's a problem, you'll say, oh, hey, I know a possible solution. Recommend it highly to everyone. If you've not done it, first thing you should do. The second thing that I recommend to you all is to take the Dante certification. You've probably heard about Dante, right? It's a multi-channel audio standard for digital audio over networks, right? I probably butchered that definition. And multi-channel audio is a strange thing, right? There are lots of different standards, and just because they go to an Ethernet cable doesn't mean that they can travel through a router or a switch or with other traffic on the same network. It's important to know these things. And Dante is incredibly popular, and so it's time for you to find out why it's so popular and find out what you can and can't do with it. Just because you plug into Ethernet cables from a stage box to a mixer and you get sound when you test the first couple of channels does not mean that it's stable, and there's a whole host of other factors that can affect the quality and the stability and the usability of such a system. Now, the way Dante works with mixers is a little bit odd, and you don't learn that from these certifications. You can watch my video on connecting a laptop to a digital mixer using Dante. I'll link to that down below. Certification comes in 3 levels. Level 1 gives you networking basics, how networks are made up in a rough sort of sense. It introduces you to how Dante uses them to send digital audio between points, and then it gives you a bit of a tutorial on how to make these connections using Dante Controller. Level 2 goes into more detail with the networking, talking about switches and redundancy, so if any of this doesn't make sense to you, definitely do it. I recommend level 1 and 2 absolutely. They also talk about multicast using Dante Virtual Sound Card, which is an incredible tool. Finally, there's also a test, like a practical test, where you download the software and you get a sort of mock situation to learn how to make all the connections in Dante. It's really good, highly recommend it. Level 3 is very network heavy. It's like super networking. You're getting into IP addresses and subnets and how to divide networks and quality of service and loads of advanced networking features that you need to know if you're going to be setting up or working with a large Dante system, especially with other types of data on the same network. But as I said, they're all free and Dante is incredibly popular, so if you have some downtime, just go take the certifications. Who says no to free education? So let's wrap it all up then. It's unlikely as a freelancer that someone will ask you for these certifications. If you say you know how to use Dante, they're probably not going to go, where's your Dante certificate? They'll probably just say, oh great, and then if you don't know how to use Dante, you'll never work for them again. These courses give you a clear framework for learning how to use certain skills, how to use wireless, applicable to everything, not just Shure wireless stuff, and how to use Dante, an incredibly common and useful digital audio standard. What's more, taking these courses gives you a really simple answer to, can you use Dante? Yes. If you're not ready for Dante and wireless, then why not check out my free guide, 3 Steps to Perfect EQ. That'll give you a really quick win. That'll really get you EQing stuff better at once. A simple guide with actionable steps, and you can find that at offshoreaudio.no/EQ or on the link down in the description. Has this been helpful to you? If it has, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. And leave me a comment down below. Do you use Dante? Have you done any of these certifications? Do you have any other certifications that you think are so valuable? Let me know down below. For now, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.